Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults.
And beer. I did it right this time.
Yes, you did. It's a crazy Florida man and a crazy Vermont man.
Yes.
Drinking beer and talking true crime, although one of us has not had anything to drink. And
Which is good.
Yeah,
Which is good.
And
one of us is very proud of you for not that, you know.
Oh, you just ruined it. I was going to make them guess.
Oh, they'll be able to know as soon as I start reading.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Oh, boy.
So, Kevin, the History Goon, is once again here to tell us part 2 of Israel Keys. And I think we may have, I think we may be getting a visit from an old friend tonight.
Oh, no.
All right, so when we left off last week, we had just finished up with the Courier murders.
Yes.
And then that set the stage for the finale, which is Koenig, and yeah, that's rough.
Unless we want to do the real finale, where it's like 10 hours of him sitting in an FBI interview room like an insect, just staring at the camera. Like I fucking hate this guy.
Nah, we don't want to do that.
So. I hate him.
Oh yeah, I hate him too, especially after those pictures that.
Ugh, dude, those were bad. Those were worse than the one I found before, like years ago. That was, like, that one was bad. These are way worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a scumbag. Well, they're all scumbags.
Yeah.
All right, so take it away, History Goon.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, those pictures we just mentioned, pretty sure we're not going to share those, because they are rough.
They are.
Anyway, so...
They were sent to me by somebody who wished to remain anonymous. So,
dude, and like the fake one from the newspaper that I found years ago that I didn't know was fake until you told me, was pretty terrible, right? Yeah. These are a magnitude worse.
Yeah.
They're not great at all. So anyway, let's...
Well, when they made the fake picture, they had to do it to where it wasn't going to, like, give the public the reaction that you had when you saw it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they published that in the newspaper or on the news or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even the one where you don't see a lot is still pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and like I said, the fake ones were bad enough, but these are just so much worse.
Yep.
So anyway, Samantha Koenig is an 18-year-old girl, and I say girl because she's an 18-year-old girl working at a coffee stand in Anchorage, Alaska. So if you can probably find pictures of the stand, I don't have any like handy. It's basically like almost like a food truck.
Well, what it reminds me of is those old time photo developing
yes
places where you just, like, in the middle of a parking lot, you just go up there and drop your film off and come pick it back up later. That's But yeah, food truck is a good analogy too.
Or if you live anywhere cold, like a big fishing shanty almost.
Yeah.
Which
I don't live anywhere cold, but although it was cold past couple, night before last.
Okay, hold on though. When you say cold,
got down to got down into the 30s, man. I had to.
I
had to turn on my heater.
Oh no, 30s! I'd be outside in a t-shirt in the 30s. Like,
I had to turn on my heater.
The highest it got today was 7 entire degrees.
You can keep that.
Made me glad I was working inside, because it's like the last couple days have just been awful. I mean,
well, at least you weren't in Anchorage.
That's true. I mean, it gets cold here, but not like Alaska cold. So the coffee shop that she is working at is creatively called Common Grounds, because I'm pretty sure you can find a Common Grounds coffee shop in any city you go to.
Never heard of it.
It's just like, it's like a super common name. Like, we've had at least 2 coffee shops up here called Common Grounds. There's one in the mall, and then like an actual coffee shop. But
well, it's a good name.
It is. It is. But that was on Tudor Road in Anchorage, near the parking lot of a nightclub, a Home Depot, and an IHOP. So it's in a very interesting place. She's been working there about a month at this point, just making coffee and helping out customers. All accounts say that she was a super sweet girl, very friendly, very courteous to her customers, which, excuse me, if you're going to be in customer service, being nice to customers is like a prerequisite. You have to be good to your customers, or else they're not going to come back, or they're going to make sure that they come back when you're not there.
Right.
So the date for this is February 1st, 2012. Keyes has been scouting out the Tudor Road Common Grounds coffee stand as a target for a potential robbery or possibly an abduction. So I'm assuming that there's probably more than one girl that works here that he would want to target, just kind of like depending on the shift.
Yeah, like we said in part 1, he didn't care who.
Right. He's an opportunist.
Yeah, it wasn't like these people that have particular types or whatever.
Right.
Like Rodney Alcala.
Yeah. No, his type was breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
He chose this location due to it being open later than other coffee shops, because this place, if I remember correctly, this place was open until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It's very, very late.
You got that bar rush.
Yep. Bar rush. You got people changing shifts at the Home Depot. You got your night shift coming in. And if you're working nights, you probably want coffee, especially if you're working at Home Depot.
Or IHOP. But you can get coffee at IHOP, too.
So Keyes approaches the stand shortly before it closes. He's wearing a ski mask, which isn't uncommon because, again, it's Alaska. And it's also February, so it's cold. Like, really fucking cold.
Yeah. Like
so when I say a ski mask, I mean like an actual balaclava, like the 3-hole balaclava with,
yeah.
So he orders an Americano, which I don't know what that is because I drink gas station coffee after all. She makes him his coffee and hands it back out to him, at which point he pulls a gun on Sam Koenig. Tells her that he's here to rob the shop. There is surveillance video of him actually robbing the stand. I don't remember where I found it. It might have been YouTube.
I've seen pictures of her with the gun on her. I saw that tonight earlier when I was going through it.
So he tells her to turn the lights off, and after she did, he climbed through the service window, bound her hands and feet with zip ties, and then walked her out towards his truck down Tudor Road. He's actually set up in the parking lot nearby of the Home Depot, and all of this took place in full sight of passerbys that are like walking home from the bar or, again, getting ready to go in for a night shift.
In fight, flight, or freeze, she froze.
Yep. I mean, she fought him pretty good though in the initial goings on. But he basically walks her back to back to the truck like his girlfriend that's had a couple too many at the bar. Because she's obviously stumbling a little bit because her feet are zip tied together. And here is when we find that he loads her into his white Chevy Silverado, he did this on purpose. He picked this vehicle intentionally because the white Silverado is the most common vehicle in Alaska. Like, color, make, model, the most common vehicle in the entire state. So if the cops are like, oh, he was in a white Silverado, how many are those? How many of there are there? Like 300,000? Great. So this is actually his work truck, but before all of this, he removed his the racking that he would have for like lumber or drywall or whatever, removed the toolbox and the logo on the side of the truck for his business, which he was smart enough to have done as a magnet and not like actual stickers on the truck, so you could just pop it off and it wasn't a work truck anymore. At one point, Sam actually broke free from him and kind of tried to make a run for it, but he caught up to her pretty quickly, jammed the pistol in her ribs, and they continued to walk like a couple. After he gets her loaded into the back seat of the truck, he explains to her that this is now a ransom situation and drives off. After driving around town for a while, Sam explains that her family, she doesn't come from money. She doesn't, her family doesn't have a lot of money. believe it or not, Alaska is kind of on the lower end of income for the country. There's not a lot of people up there making, $1 billion. Just mostly just blue collar folk that they move to Alaska because they're trying to get away from everything else.
Right.
Keyes told her that the public would pull together the money to put towards her safe return. He told her that if she cooperated, that she would be returned to her family unharmed. Which, spoiler alert, since we're talking about her on this show, that's not going to happen.
That was not true. That was a lie.
Yeah. He may have been a serial killer and possibly a liar. Which, believe it or not, kind of go hand in hand with a lot of people. During the drive at some point, Keyes realized that Sam didn't have her phone. And his kind of game plan was to use her phone to send a text message to somebody explaining that she's been kidnapped and a ransom needs to be paid for her safe return. Whether it be mom, dad, boyfriend, husband, whatever, he didn't know because, again, he just kind of picked this girl at random. So he has her in the truck, and he returns to the scene of the crime and finds her phone. Honestly, the saddest part is at this point. So he got back to the stand about an hour after her boyfriend had left because he was waiting there to pick her up at the end of her shift. After getting her phone, Keyes texted Sam's boyfriend and said that she was mad at him and she was staying with a friend. He then drove Sam back to his house, and she explained that her debit card was in her boyfriend's truck. After, so she explains that, and then she is then forced to explain to him where he lives so that he can go to the boyfriend's truck to get the debit card.
That's pretty gutsy.
Yeah. And it gets so much worse because there was an opportunity to have stopped this.
Right.
Because believe it or not, most people in Alaska are heavily armed because you can be, and you kind of need to because you have giant wild animals up there that will eat you.
Yeah, grizzly bears and stuff.
Yeah. So he goes and gets, he takes her to his garage, ties her up, and then goes to the boyfriend's house and breaks into his truck. In the process of breaking into the truck, he gets the boyfriend's attention. Boyfriend comes out and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the guy's like, "Go away." And he's like, he just went back in the house. Didn't put up a fight or anything, just went back in the house.
If somebody's on my property and I go out there to see them and they tell me to go away, I don't think I'm going to go away. I'm
only going to go away for a second.
To get something.
Yes. To get a mystery mouse tool that we might need later.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure it's a cheaper one so that when the police take it, I'm not out a bunch of money. So, let's see. So he gets the card from over the passenger side visor. He goes back. He now has her phone, her card, and her PIN number. And, of course, he's also got Sam, so now he can finish what he started.
Right.
He gets back there and, unfortunately, sexually assaults her more than once. And when he was done, he put a large zip tie around her neck, pulled it tight while she was kneeling. She was kneeling down, and he put the zip tie around her neck, and then ran it through with another one, and basically tied it to the ones on her ankles and laid her on her stomach. Which, I'm going to plug my own show here. If you go back and listen to one of my episodes, I talked about execution methods, which this was a fairly common one going back to almost the beginning of time for humans, where you lay somebody on their stomach, you tie their feet and their neck together, and eventually either your legs get tired or your neck gets tired, and you relax one of them and it suffocates you.
Right.
which is what he did here, except he did it with a zip tie, which is way worse than doing it with a rope.
Yeah, because there's no give in a zip tie.
No, and they don't just like tighten like rope does; they also cut. So she didn't stand a chance here, to be completely honest. After she's dead, he hung her.
So he killed her the same night.
Yeah, within a couple of hours of picking her up. Probably that like 3 to 4 hour range, judging by he went back an hour later to the coffee shop and the boyfriend was already gone that was there to pick her up, and then having to go to his house to get the card out of the truck, and then dropping her off in the middle and then going back home. It was probably like 3.5, 4 hours. I would guess. I'm not a forensic scientist or anything.
Well, after you get that text from her saying that that she's pissed off at him, and then some random dude shows up at your house, I mean, at this point he's like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Is she's running around. Is she running around with me? She's actually sending. What the hell did I do?
Yeah. She sent the new guy over here to get her card out of my truck or something.
Yeah.
So after she's been murdered here, he hung her body up from a rafter and then went inside, took a shower, and packed for a cruise that he had planned with his girlfriend and daughter.
To the Caribbean?
What's that?
Was it to the Caribbean?
I think this was the Disneyland trip in California, but I think there was a cruise afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So I think they were going to like Disneyland, and then they were going on a cruise somewhere to like Mexico or something like that.
Right.
So he goes and takes a shower, packs. He then went back out and took her down from the rafters that he had her hung in, put her in the corner, and put a bunch of just like junk and a tarp in front of her and then over the top of her. He did all of this so that if anybody went into the garage, they wouldn't really notice anything weird. So again, recap real quick. He abducts her from the coffee shop, gets her cell phone, her ATM card, PIN number, sexually assaults her, kills her. Not a good night. The next morning, he leaves with his girlfriend and 10-year-old daughter to fly to New Orleans. Yes, you were right. I'm sorry. They were going on a 15-day cruise to the Caribbean. There was another one previous to this that they went to Disneyland in California.
Okay.
So he then returns on February 17th with the girlfriend and daughter. And after that, he goes back out to the garage to get Sam ready. He'd taken her away from the side of the cabinet where he had her stashed to let her thaw out because, again, it's Alaska, it's winter, and she is frozen solid, for the lack of a better term. I really wish this was a more fun case because, like, usually we're having fun and laughing. Like, this is just not.
Well, we get to laugh at him at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was pretty stupid.
Yeah. And after she's thawed out, just to prove that he's possibly the worst person that's ever existed, he sexually assaults her again. He said he was surprised to still feel warmth, which is disgusting.
Very.
So then he gets the ransom letter ready for, like demanding money, and he takes a bunch of pictures and sends them into the newspaper. And after he does that, he goes to the local Walmart and he buys a bunch of previous to taking the pictures, he bought a bunch of cosmetics to kind of make her up, to make her look decent. I did see that he used like several layers of like a really thick foundation to cover the bruising and the blood that was visible under her skin. Which, I mean, if you're listening to a true crime podcast, you probably understand a little bit of how that works. Is like you strangle somebody and they don't look alive anymore, and
right.
It would take a lot of work to do so. And according to what I now know as fake pictures, he used some tape to provide texture because he was having a hard time getting rid of like the expressionless look on a dead person's face. And he also tried super glue, which also didn't work. And then he used a curved needle and fishing line to sew down between her eyebrows and then up along her nose, to try to make it look like she might have been like cringing or something like that. But again, those pictures that I just described, I didn't realize were fake until about 10 minutes before we started.
Right. Well, I'm looking at the picture with the newspaper, the real one.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can. It's kind of a blurry picture. It's a picture of a picture.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I'm going to pull it back up myself.
But you can kind of see the stitching around her eyes. Kind of see it. And he also made a big deal about, he French braided her hair, and you can see the hair being French braided in that picture. But the thing is, the reason, I don't understand why he sent this particular picture, because of the fact that, I mean, she's naked, her head is taped, and he's got her neck twisted around, to the side to where it's like uncomfortable, and I mean, it's obvious why they recreated it, because if they couldn't put that in the
God no
in the paper.
And like, if you look at the picture that you sent me, which I'm assuming we're not going to share with other people because it's disgusting, like we said.
I can't. I've been, I had to swear that I wouldn't do it.
But if you look at the picture, like the angle that he has her head on, and his, like, how he's holding the newspaper behind her, if you were to look at it just right, it would almost look like she's laying down on top of the newspaper and he's just got a fistful of her hair to like hold her head to the side.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
And honestly, it might be. He might have his thumb through her hair and then pinching the newspaper with it. My God, these are... I mean, I've seen some pretty nasty shit on the internet, and that's right up there.
Mm-hmm. And people, I'm sure if you really want to see... I'm sure if you dig deep enough, you can find these pictures.
The internet's a scary place. You can probably find them if you try hard. Yeah. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? He later said during an interview with the FBI, because, spoiler alert, he ends up getting picked up, thankfully, quote, "She did not look good. I mean, her skin, you could see that the blood was underneath her skin and some bruising. She definitely didn't look alive. And so, yeah, it took me a long time. And having listened to this guy's interview, that probably would have sounded like he was describing how he made a bologna sandwich for lunch to throw in his lunchbox.
Right.
Very just deadpan, no emotion at all. So after he's happy with his little art project, he takes a Polaroid picture of her and sends it to the newspaper. I'm sorry, he took a Polaroid picture of her with the newspaper to show that she's still alive,
quote unquote, yeah.
After the photo hit the paper, the community pulled together $65,000 to try to get Sam back. I mean, unfortunately, they're a week too late. He would tell investigators that what he did with Samantha Koenig was he dismembered her with an electric saw, put her body parts into separate trash bags. He then went to Matanuska Lake, which I probably butchered that name. It was still frozen. Like, the lake is still frozen over because, again, it's Anchorage, Alaska. So he had to cut a hole in the ice, and he dumped her in the lake. Which, again, you see a dude out on a lake in the middle of February with a saw, and it doesn't look weird because he's ice fishing.
Ice fishing, yeah.
And
the picture, and he also wrapped her in a tarp, and he weighed her down, and he also bound her up with wires.
Yeah.
Which is the other picture that I sent you.
That other picture, when you sent it, when I first looked at it, I thought it was barbed wire for a second.
I did too. When I looked at it on my phone, I thought it was I thought it was barbed wire, but then when I looked at it on the computer, I'm like, no, this is just regular wire. Yeah,
it's definitely like a heavier duty kind of wire. Not like electric wire, but like fence wire almost.
Yeah. It's fence wire, just not barbed wire. And there's lead weights.
Yeah.
Like good sized lead weights. To weigh the body down, and yeah. And there's all sorts of contusions and stuff like that on the skin that you can see in this picture. It is not it's not something you want to see.
Not a picture that you open and go, ah, okay, it's just a dead body. You go, ooh, that's bad.
Yeah.
So it's thought that she's not the first person that he has dumped in a lake. Probably the first one in this lake. Because they think that the woman that he killed in Tupper Lake, New York, they're pretty sure that he did about the same thing and put her in a lake. I speculated last time that the Couriers are probably in Lake Champlain because they never found anything of them. And again, he was only about 35 minutes away from the deepest part of the lake.
Right.
In 2000, I don't remember what year it was, they blew the bridge up. I think it was before 2012. It might have been like 2009, 2010. There's a bridge that goes, from, I believe it's Port Henry, New York, to the Vermont side. That the bridge was old, so they ended up blowing it up and rebuilding it. So I think this was after that. So there probably is not a lot of people digging around in the lake looking for stuff anymore.
No.
But he did break 2 of his rules. He killed somebody close to home, and then he used a card which can be traced.
Right. So when the debit card that he took out of the truck, and the ransom was paid.
Yep.
It was deposited into her account, which he had the card for. This is almost as comical as BTK's floppy disk.
Yep. It's up there. I mean, but at the same time, I kind of understand his logic of not wanting to take the money out locally, because.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're an idiot, I mean,
right.
that stuff is computerized. I mean,
yes.
I could go to the Philippines and make a transaction there. It's going to show up on my bank here immediately.
Mm-hmm. And depending on what bank you have, if you're like a couple of states away, like personally, my old bank, if I went to New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, or Maine, because I'm connected to all of those, I was cool. If I went to like Connecticut and tried to make a purchase, it would immediately flag it and it wouldn't let the transaction go through.
Right.
Because you're out of range or whatever. And then again, if he was going to try to take the money out locally, you could just station cops at the banks and be like, hey, there's a guy making a transaction. Keep an eye on all the vehicles that come through the ATM.
Yeah, and look for a dweeb-looking dude.
Right. And I don't know about you, like personally, you probably have a debit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
You probably can't take $65,000 out in a single shot, can you?
No.
No. I have a $500 limit. I have to take my rent out in 3 installments to pay it, unless I go into the bank. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
But he gets lazy, is kind of where we're going here. And it's unfortunate and sad for Sam Koenig, obviously, that this happened, because she's an 18-year-old girl. She's got her entire life ahead of her. She's got a family, mom and dad. I think she had a couple of siblings as well. But she had her whole life in front of her. She's 18. She's a kid. Yeah. But it's possible that her death prevented the deaths of an untold amount more people. Because when he killed her, he's only 38.
Well, I mean, who's to say that he didn't kill other people after he killed Koenig,
right,
that they just haven't found yet? And
right.
I'd put $1 on it that he did.
Oh, absolutely. At least 1 or 2 in that period of time.
Because he was traveling just nonchalant, and
yep.
we all know what he liked to do when he traveled.
Yep. So to circle back to the beginning, well, before I do that, her dad started a Facebook page called Seeking Alaska's Missing, which the acronym is SAM for that, which is kind of sad.
Right.
But her family wanted to make sure that nothing like this ever happened to anybody else again, at least not in their community. So to circle back to where we started, March 16th, 2012, Lufkin, Texas. Police pull over a vehicle matching the description seen on the ATM camera after a debit card was used that belonged to the missing Alaska woman, Samantha Koenig. After being pulled over and questioned to his connection, he just kind of opened up. And
by this time, they, he had been hitting the card wherever he went and everything. Yep. So they're tracking him.
And if I remember correctly, the reason that they caught him is because the cameras from the bank picked up I believe it was like a white Toyota Corolla or something that he was traveling in with no plates on it. It was a Ford Focus. There we go. Yeah. I knew it was one of those like small little cars. But he had taken the plates off before he pulled into the bank. So a car pulls in and they're like, this thing doesn't have any fucking plates on it. That's super illegal.
Well, I mean, we have somebody who was there. We do. And
like a witness or
one of the cops.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never run into one of them other than the guy in Essex who I watched a thing with him on.
Well, apparently Dick Darwin, Dallas detective.
Oh.
Was on the scene, and he's actually. I'm just going to play the clip.
They called in the big guns, I see.
Yeah, I'm just going to play the clip that he sent in.
Hello, everybody. Dick Darwin here, Dallas detective. I saw your last week's episode, and I had to reach out. Not only was I on the task force that caught Israel Keys, I was the officer who put him into the squad car. I sent you a picture of it. Maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't. Now, you know that I left the police force because this new breed of police officers just doesn't have the same drive and determination that us old-timers had. I was actually overlooked for my role in bringing Israel Keys to justice. They even photopopped someone else's head onto my body in the picture from the arrest. Still, I'm going to tell you how it all went down. You see, there was a rental Ford Focus that was cruising around town. It looked suspicious because, everything's bigger in Texas, so there weren't very many Ford Focuses around. You see? I saw it, and I noticed this creepy-looking dude in the driver's seat. He pulled up into an ATM, and he was looking at a piece of paper, so I knew that he was reading the pen. I went up to ask him questions, and he bolted like a Texas pronghorn running away from a coyote. I jumped in my car, and he jumped into the Focus, and I took off after him. Finally, I passed him, and as I did, I put him into an oak tree. He got out of the car, you see, and then I pounced. I then found out that this was in fact the serial killer Israel Keys that we were looking for. Thanks for letting me set the record straight. Dick Darwin, Dallas detective, signing off.
Thanks, Dick.
You know who he reminds me of?
Huh.
He's like a less competent version of that FBI agent from Dexter. But he's still good at his job.
Lundy, yeah.
Yeah, the one whose brother accidentally strangle-wanked himself to death. The lesser but still alive Carradine.
Yeah.
He was a great fucking character on that show, though. Oh my God, was he good.
He was. I put up the picture in question, and I put up I put both of them up. One of them's Photoshopped. Not sure which one. I mean, because I don't think Dick Darwin would tell us a lie. Do you?
He never has before, as far as I know.
Not that I know of. So.
Oh fuck! That was good, Bill. That was amazing.
That's one of my better ones, I think.
Oh, that was good. That was a lot of fun.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's kind of where my my part of the story tails off. I know you said that we had a little bit more to talk about still, because he didn't make it long in prison, if I remember
and he
correctly.
Wanted to, he named a very well-known and renowned podcast inadvertently.
Really?
He said that he didn't want his daughter to be subjected to. He wanted it to be quick. He didn't want his daughter to be subjected to all that true crime bullshit.
He didn't want his daughter to be subjected to crimes, killers, cults, and or beer.
No, but seriously, that's why that podcast about him is called True Crime Bullshit.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh man, so unfortunately, unfortunately for us, I would have loved to have seen Israel Keys take the stand in his own defense.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I believe he would have.
He definitely would have. He was too much of a Ted Bundy fanboy to not.
Yeah, and he thought that he was really smart. But then again, using that credit card like that, it's almost, it's a cliche term, but it's almost like he wanted to be caught.
Yep.
Because he's not stupid. He's a smart guy. But that was stupid.
Yeah.
He's got to be smart in order to build this contracting business from the ground and have it be as successful as it was.
Yeah, I work in a similar line of work, and trying to do that on your own isn't easy because you have to build like clientele, and especially in a community like that where Anchorage is a big city, but at the same time it's a small town where everybody knows each other. And if you fuck up the tile work in John's bathroom, fucking Bill and Bob are going to find out about it, and you're not going to get business from them or anybody they know.
Right.
But it almost makes me wonder if, how a lot of serial killers have that, berserker mode towards the end before they get caught, where they just go wild. I wonder if she was the beginning of his, and that's why he just completely, lost his mind.
It could be. That's definitely a possibility. And like we were saying, it's just okay, it's possible. Is it possible that he killed more after Koenig? And we both agreed yes. And not only is it possible, it's likely.
Yeah.
So yeah, they found him. What? Do you have the date by any chance?
The date he died, or. Yeah. Looks like December 1st, 2012. But according to Google, they have him at 34, so it might be a 4-year difference in... that could also be a rounding error on somebody's end.
Well, they went into the... they checked on him in the morning, and he had hung himself with bed sheets.
Yep, he hung himself and cut his own wrists with a razor that he had smuggled out of a... one of the removable razors from one of the Bic single use. Yeah. And God, there is an unfortunate amount of videos on YouTube of FBI recordings of this guy talking to him. He's just such a douchebag. There's probably, if you wanted to really add them all up, there's probably 100 hours of videos from different pages of his FBI interviews and stuff. But when they're not in there, he's just staring at the wall like a complete maniac, surprisingly.
Well, that's more than, that's a lot more than BTK. And he also had fewer known kills than BTK.
Right.
So yeah, this guy just liked to talk. I'm going to see if I can pull up a clip of Israel Keys laughing.
Oh God. Because I know that, again, I did the information for this a long time ago. I know that the video that I watched on YouTube was over the course of 12 hours. And the first 6 of it is time-lapsed because he's just sitting there staring at his own shoes. And then the FBI agents come in and they try to talk to him, and he's like, well, I want this, but I really want this too. And then they give in and give him what he wants, and he's like, okay, well, now I'll talk to you. After he just stares at him for a little bit. It's like, I hate this guy.
Yeah. If you've never heard Israel Keys laughing, and I don't know if I haven't listened to True Crime Bullshit, but I do know that the guys in the last podcast on the left like ripped into him big time, and one of the main things they did was his laugh. Well, I found, I've got his laugh right here. I don't think they actually played it though, so I'm just going to play a little clip of him laughing. Check this out.
I don't need to be punished for these other things that I haven't talked to you about yet, because all these other states, they can't prosecute a dead man, so it's like, what?
Right, but do you think anyone's going to really, do you think Vermont charges you for the courage? Do you think they're really going to give you the death penalty knowing that there's more things out there? Do you think they're going to say,
right,
let's
so
move forward?
I know.
You're in a catch-22, my friend. You're in a catch-22, and we're offering you what is, I think.
It makes you just want to punch him, doesn't it?
I hate him. I hate him so much, Bill. And the only thing more, excuse me, the only thing more annoying than his laugh is his actual voice when he's talking.
Yeah.
He's like, just, ugh.
I mean, if there was ever somebody that just hearing them talk, you would just know that they were a serial killer.
Yeah. Because, like, Bundy didn't have that, because Bundy was actually very well-spoken. Mm-hmm. Or, John Wayne Gacy just seemed like a dude in the neighborhood. So, like, if you were to talk to him, he would just be a normal guy. This one, not that.
No.
So let's see, according to the FBI, they have him confirmed for 4, which would be Bill and Lorraine Currier, Sam Koenig, and Deborah Feldman, who we mentioned in the last episode, the woman that he killed in Tupper Lake, New York.
Right.
Now, if we were sponsored by one of those, like, if we're sponsored by, like, DraftKings or something, because they seem to sponsor everything now. Over, under on this guy, 40 kills. What are you taking?
I'm going to say under, but not by much.
Like high 30s, you think?
Yeah, I maybe 1 or 2 more than Bundy.
Yeah, because Bundy was, what, 31?
36.
30, holy shit, he's 36? Wow.
Hold on. I don't.
I know, was it Gacy was, what, 34, I think, that they could confirm?
Yeah, Gacy was 34. Hold on. How many people did Ted Bundy kill? What, you're not going to read me the answer? Fucker.
Google, you lazy bastard.
How many people did Ted Bundy kill?
5 minutes later.
It's not giving me a damn... No.
Ted Bundy confessed to murdering 30 women and girls across 7 states between 1974 and 1978. However, the actual number of victims is unknown and is widely believed to be higher.
That was my Google voice.
And that's actually another one that, a little bit of a personal story. I have been in the building that Ted Bundy was born in, because he was born in Burlington, Vermont. Oh. It used to be a home for, it was like I think it was run by like the Protestant church or something. It was a home for unwed mothers. It's now an office building.
I've driven by the place where he was executed quite a few times.
Nice. Him and who was the other?
Danny Rolling.
Yes.
The cop. The hell was his name?
The cop.
The psycho cop. I can't remember his name. A lot of them were put down there.
Yeah, you guys go hard in the paint when it comes to executing people.
Oh.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
He does have a lot of like a big set of shoes to fill, because I was like, what serial killers have the most confirmed kills? Harold Shipman, who was a doctor in England, is estimated to be 250. They confirmed 218.
Damn.
But he was also like, he was whacking elderly people by like over medicating them, because he was doing like house calls and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Luis Garavito in Colombia was confirmed with 193. But they were like, he was strangling like street kids and stuff like that, which is obviously awful. Hu Wan Lin is a Chinese guy. He was called the Healer. Confirmed with 196. with sodium sulfate. So a lot of poisoners. Not a lot of people willing to put in the work with that many. I think the most we had in the U.S. was either
Samuel Little at 91.
Yeah, and Gary Ridgway is not too far behind him, right? He was like high 80s, I think, is what he can confess to.
Yep.
So
I think he was only charged with like 20-something.
Only, right?
Yeah, only.
Jesus. Oh, man.
So, we were expecting kind of a shorter episode since we were just focusing on Samantha Koenig, which is fine. But, yeah, I don't really have anything else to go.
No.
On,
I mean,
you know, as far as Israel Keys is concerned, I mean, you know, I don't think we could do a better job of ripping them than the guys in last podcast did.
I don't think so. They did really good.
Yeah.
I will say this as a civil service. If you're out randomly digging stuff up in the woods, like digging holes, just because you're bored and you want to dig holes, if you come across a sealed Home Depot bucket, call the FBI, like, right now. Just in case.
Yeah.
And
don't.
Or don't. And just be like, hey, what's in here first? Put gloves on. Pro tip.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, of all the things that I miss from, like, what I remember of the 80s and the 90s, the fact that there will never be serial killers like this again, I don't think, like you had with, like, Bundy or Gacy, that's not one of the things I miss, because they tended to go unbothered for quite a while.
Now it's pretty much a situation where if you commit murder, you're going to get caught.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually they will get you.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. But I mean, but there's I believe that stat that says that there's like X amount of serial killers working, you know, active at any given time in the United States or whatever. I think that still holds true.
Yeah, probably. But they also keep changing the threshold for what makes you a serial killer. I think it's like down to 2 now, right?
I think so.
Which, I mean, it used to be, what was it? I think it was like 5 back in the 80s, and they dropped it to 3. And now it's 2.
Yeah.
You know, they're just making it easier for people. That's all.
Making it easier to get them convicted with the death penalty.
That's true.
Because if you're a serial killer, if you're labeled a serial killer, that's going to carry a much harsher sentence than just some random guy that just happened to kill 2 people.
Yep. Yeah, especially if you're crossing state lines to do it, because then it becomes not a state crime; it's a federal crime.
Well, there was a story, and I was watching this back in, I want to say, like 2019 or 2020, about there were Latino women in Plant City, Florida, which is just one town west of where I am in Lakeland, and they were missing, and there was people were wondering if there was an active serial killer, but I never heard any. I guess nobody else went missing or whatever. I think like 3 women had gone missing, and like this over the span of like maybe 2 months or something.
Now, were they what people would consider, like, you know, lower end of society? You know, are going with that?
They were like migrant workers types, but so it's likely it's. Could there have been a serial killer at work? Maybe. Could they have also just gone somewhere else? Maybe.
Yep.
You know, anything's possible. But regardless, it stopped. Well, I don't know if it stopped. I was watching for more news on that for a while, and nothing ever came. So I mean, it's good to know that there probably isn't a serial killer running around here. Although,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, right. Coming up next, the next episode, I have it may already be out when this one comes out. I don't know. I have recorded another CKCB features episode with a survivor of a cult that we've covered.
Oh, damn.
I have a 2-part on Rodney Alcala written.
Oh.
And that one will be with Sandra. And
God.
Well, you don't want to talk about Rodney Alcala?
No, I hate that guy. I know his story, and he's so icky. I mean, icky might be a good descriptive word for that guy too, because he was icky.
Yeah,
he was icky.
So, and as for what I mean, I've probably got at least 20 books here that I haven't even opened yet. So, and yeah, like Abraham Shakespeare, the lottery winner. Might have to cover that one at some point.
Yeah, for sure. If you want a spoiler alert, the next episode I'm getting ready to record releases to the public February 2nd. That's how far I got ahead. Which, that one's going to be tough because I've got a lot of information on the guy, but I've got almost too much, so I don't want it to be a 3-hour episode.
Right.
But
well, the Rodney Alcala episode those notes are handwritten. That's going to be fun.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know about you, but I can't read my own handwriting half the time.
Me either.
Hell, if you listen to the behind-the-scenes stuff on my show, I can't read my own typing.
So I was just, that's going to be fun. But yeah, and I also got to do that little wrap up that I promised y'all because, if everybody wondering, I've had a number of listeners message me and it's like, everything all right? Are you done? No, I'm not done. Life 2025 took its best shot and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So
2025 kicked me in the nuts. I'm coming for 2026.
Right.
I'm gonna. We're taking charge of it this year, Bill.
Damn right. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening, everybody. Thank you, History Goon, for telling us that horrific story.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I enjoyed every word of it. It was so much fun.
And, like, share, subscribe, do all the stuff. Do it with CKCB. Do it with History Goon.
Yeah.
Christopher Wood can bite me. And,
Was that a bad review or something?
Yeah. So please, people, if you're still listening to this, those of you who like the show, I mean, my 5-star ratings outnumber the 3, 2, and 1 or whatever. So there's a lot of people out there that like this show, but the people that like it aren't commenting.
Right.
So if the people who like it could comment, that would be much appreciated.
Wait till I get my Apple account set up. I'm leaving you the nicest 1-star review you've ever gotten.
Hey.
Bill's a good guy. Great show. Good research. 1 star.
1 out of 5 stars. Wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah. Yep. My favorite that I got from my old show was we got a 3-star review. Tried it once, won't again. It's I'd put that on a T-shirt, man. That's good. Tried it once, won't again. It's yeah, me too.
Anyway, until next week. Later.
Love you. Bye.